Okay. We're gonna do it again. See if this works. Yeah. If I can get it to hold. Hold on. There you go. I'm going to be starting up here in a minute. Just seeing if anybody will join the live first. Give you a view of what I'm getting to see this morning. It is a beautiful day. I realized something yesterday because a bunch of people, they wrote to me, and I realized that that's just like it's cannon fodder, especially coming from me. Doesn't mean anything to anybody. And it really won't, unfortunately. The thing that saddens me is that, it's apparent. They said that they yeah, I was gonna say, I guess I'm back. I guess I'm gonna start doing these 8 o'clocks in the morning things, because on some level, I don't know. I feel like there's something about them. There was something about when I used to do this in the mornings. Like, I used to do these ideas where I would just start talking about how I feel, or whatever vibration I'm feeling in the morning. I used to do words, whatever word came to mind. But like you call it, everybody's like, dude, you totally crashed out yesterday, bro. And I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, think about it, guys. Like, who else is fucking crashing out? Who else is fucking, like, asking big questions, like real ones, like real questions? I feel like so many people are just like either numb to it, or maybe like what it is like, I don't know. I just see so much of this idea of survival instead of thriving. I know I talked about this yesterday, but it's this thing I think everybody is kind of fallen into. These are the quote unquote traps, if you will, or the quote unquote cycles that we go through. Pensive, bro. I'm pensive about the very short future for us. I see all these things that were just mere thoughts only 10, 15, 20 years ago that are all coming to fruition now. Almost all of them. And that part's the part that's scary, man. It really is. It's it's all the things that you didn't want it to be. You don't own anything anymore. You rent it. You barter for it. But you don't get to own it anymore. And in the same way you used to barter your time for work, you'll now barter your time for things. I mean, you're doing that anyways already. So what's the difference? Stuff that you own already now, you just have inside of a storage unit. And I'm not just talking about any one person. This is so many people. They have extra stuff that they don't need. And they're holding it, hoping to be able to use it to impress at one point or another for some reason. Because we were taught to do so. Just like the religion that was forced on your psyche as a child, or your name. Look at how many famous people have changed their names just so they could be somebody different. It's this thing, man, where you really hope that people will actually clip in and not it's not some kind of weird thing, dude. And I mean, maybe some people have seen it, have seen what's actually going on. And it's like that movie. I just saw this movie. I forgot the name of it, man. But the guy, he's like the son of this woman, and he's the heir of this family. And he starts killing all the heirs just so he can be the last remaining heir and be wealthy. And right before he kills the last person, the old guy, who's played by oh man, phenomenal actor too. Fuck me. Can't remember. Can't remember shit. THX 138. Anyways, the point is that the guy says to him at this point in the film, he's like, there's a noise that's like inside of you, which is telling you that what you're doing is wrong. And but if you turn your head into the wind in a certain way, that noise kind of disappears. You know, sort of kind of like in the Matrix, man, when he goes back and he goes to eat the steak and he says, you know, I know the steak is fake, I know it's not real, but like, I'm just going to stay inside the steak. And then we find out, lo and behold, that being awake is actually not real either. So it makes no sense at the end of the film, right? Where they're in the real world. They're just back in the Matrix. They control it though. Whoa. So they found the cheat code for the video game. That's it. And they get to live like gods while the rest of the people are still in their pods dreaming. And I guess they're in pods dreaming too. I don't know, dude. But my point is like, wow, you know, there is no way out, I guess is what I'm saying. Because like, get rich, get super rich, stupid rich. And you'll see that when you get to that place, it's wacky tobacco, bro. It's wacky tobacco. The rituals of how to use your money and spend it, and what you have to do to hide it, and how you have to keep it, who you're willing to lend money to or give money to just so you can have a percentage of that, how to live for free so you don't spend money and you're living off of, you know, a trust. Your family can't touch the money. It becomes generational wealth. And then your kids are no longer even like, they're assets, bro, just to keep the generational wealth money going. That's how it works. Go look at any big family, and like any big family, and see that's how that works. You are trained into the money, and you know on some level the money's not yours. You can't use the money for stuff you want to do. You can't go create a business and do nah. That the money's in the trust, bro. You get a certain money, you get an allowance, and you get pedigree. That's it. Anything else you want to do, you got to figure it out on your own. And I mean, you really don't have to do much because you already got the pedigree and the money behind you. Not even if it's not your money, right? You still have the pedigree and you still have the connections and the skull and the crossbones or whatever group you join that allows you entry into that world. And you can come up on the back end however you want. You know, if you're a broke nobody, there's ways in. You just have to be willing to do the stuff. Whatever that stuff is, whether it's ritual, whether it's just story based, whatever they're doing, whatever they're doing. There's so many different ways in. Look at any one of the major religions, and you can find a way in, and that includes Scientology, that includes the Mormons, that includes. I mean, look at all of the subsidiaries that are connected to those major outlets, and you could do that through race as well if you want. Whether it's like the Latin Awards or the BET Awards or this award or that award, it's all the same. You can find a way up to get to the top. Just know, I'm looking at the camera, that there is a bloody path, if you will, to the top. And it's not, it's partly your own, it's partly of those behind you who are trying to stab at you, it's partly those at the top who don't want you there. It's a thorny bush to approach the idea of being a rose in this world. Even if you're a stinky rose, you can fake it for a while. You know, that's whatever. Like I said yesterday, if you do it right, you can do it right so well. So well. There's this thing about fame, and not the money, just the fame. And if you do it in a manner where you man, I've seen some people do it really well. Like 50 Cent, by the way, bro. Props to 50 Cent. Props to 50 Cent as a human being in general. I don't know if you know part of his story. Crazy upbringing. Amazing rapper turned amazing mogul that doesn't seem to cross anybody. Seems to like be cool with everybody as long as they're cool with him. And then as soon as somebody fucking crosses him, bro, right, destroys you. And he does it in the most comedic way possible. It's it's genius. That's like smart fame. That's smart fame. He used it in all the right ways. Like, bloop, cap the little rose at the top. Bloop. You look at the bottom. That's a thorny story, man. That's a thorny story. But it's almost the same for anybody who gets up to the top. It's a thorny story. So it's like, how much do you really want to be up there? And then when you realize that getting up to the top involves some pretty heinous, nasty, weird stories that we've all heard, couches, people getting touched, weird shite, people's cars not working all of a sudden. Come on, man. You know, it's a mafia of some sort. Look at all the people. Look at the kid just recently who just passed. Man, come on, bro. All I'm saying is real stuff. Like, I'm not talking like this is like some fake thing that I'm making up. It's like artists are actually talking about being in these deals that screw them, and then when they get out, they disappear almost every time. Weirdly, a couple of years later, in a weird accident. It's happened for what, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years? Whatever amount of time. Come on, it's longer than that. Shit, almost 100 years, bro. Woo. See what I'm saying, man? So I mean, like, and the whole process of these people has been there for a while, bro. Like, I said it yesterday. I go, look at the Bilderberg group. Look at, Bohemian Grove. Look at, any one of these groups and see if these people don't cross-pollinate. See if these people don't work in one part of government and then all of a sudden work in a company that needed laws to get passed, and then the laws get passed. Monsanto is a perfect example. I mean, come on, bro. We have members of Congress that used to work for Monsanto. And now you have to know these stories, but there's people that are out there that don't even have their farms anymore. I told that story yesterday, but it's true. This is real stuff. Let alone the stuff that's happening with surveillance where people are getting caught for doing things they didn't even do, going to jail. It's shit. And then cops using that stuff to find their girlfriends and like stalk people. It's happening today, folks. And here's the thing. This is the crux of the conversation today. It's your fault. It's my fault. Holy crap. Holy crap. Dare I say it, folks? Dare I say it? It's your fault. That's why it's happening. Because you are too scared. I know, don't leave me, folks. I'm not trying to be angry here. I'm just being honest. We are all too scared to be honest. We're all too scared to be real anymore. We're all too scared to just, I'm just being real. I'm not freaking out. I'm not having some crazy thing. I'm not. I'm being very open. I thought about everything I said yesterday. And I come to the conclusion that it really doesn't matter. Like it it's just another person. And then the what people will say is he's angry that he didn't make it, or if he would have had money, he wouldn't be making these videos. I don't know about that. Not sure about that. I've always been making these videos. 20 some odd plus years I've been saying the same thing. So I don't know about that. I think if I had money, honestly, I'd be making these videos in Bali or in Indonesia or traveling and telling people like, yo, dude, get the hell out of your mindset. Not necessarily just the United States. I mean, around the world, because we've already been crippled, bro. We've already been like stockaded and placed into these little pins that you don't even know about because you haven't tried to get out yet. But once you try to get out, bro, whoa, hiya, bro. It starts to get weird. It starts to get like Las Vegas. Like if you don't have enough to go, you can't actually go. And then there's like the explorers who actually, I got it. I'm gonna get out anyways. And sneaky, passy pass. There's ways through, by the way. There's still ways through. Border crossings in different countries and so on and so forth that you can get to. Get in, cross over, take a train. There's ways to travel the world. You know, you have your passport, you do your thing. I mean, that's only if you want to do it that way. You know, there's people who do that though. There's like YouTube channels of guys that do this. Nine guys are sponsored by Toyota. He got shot in Ethiopia. Border crossing. Straight truth. Go look it up. Boop. And he's sponsored by Toyota. It's the same thing as like, I guess, like Red Bull or any of those other things. That if you're like extreme enough, extreme. What movie was that, dude? Extreme. That's so funny, dude. But if you are, you get sponsored. You know, people are like that guy, and it's I guess that's what all these other, you know, influencers do on some level, right? They have to create this extreme viewpoint that's polarizing, and in doing so, it gets other people to be like, yeah, I don't like it, and then they go and they hate on him every day, which only creates more viewership of people being, I don't like your content. This is poopy, poopy, poopy. And then they do exactly what I said yesterday. Those same people who are making content start making content like Trash Tuesdays. Oh, look at what this person said about me when I just made a little post about being happy. Or you get Dizzy, whatever his name is. I like him, man. But still, it's the same thing. It's like social policing. And I guess we need social police. We need to, on some level, I mean, isn't that how we used to do it back in the day, right? You make fun of the person for being an asshole. Go, yo, dude, this guy's doing this. I mean, I guess, dude, show people, you know, that that's not the way. I mean, I always thought it was like, you know, show people through kindness. But I guess we don't know. Well, you know, the empathy level has dropped down. Oh, way down. Oh, so down. It really has, though. I think about like the empathy of the people who are at the top is absolutely zero. Go look at all the like top 500 CEOs in the world and go look at how much money they make per year. You'll find one anomaly, two anomalies, three anomalies. But like go deep in it. Just go ask your chat GPT, bro. Go look at how much money they make. And I said this the other day as well. I said this, dude, these people have like this exuberant amount of money, and you don't even have one day. And they have 4,000 years, 37 years, 17 days of safety. You don't even measure hours. You don't even measure minutes comparatively to them. I hope that sinks in, because you're the one who's giving your time and energy to their lives, their comfort. You're the one. That's why I said it's your fault. It's your fault. You the person watching, you the person who's like, not me. Okay, unless you've given your life to a civil service like firefighter, a social worker, therapist for free. I don't know. Stuff like that, like you went out of your way, not your money. I don't want your money. I want your time and your energy with people that have changed people's lives. That's what you're supposed to be doing here. How much of that are you doing? And how much of what you already have is of you could you offer to the world? And I'm not saying you have to be number one. Somebody got mad at me about this yesterday or something like that, bro. I was like, yo, dude, come on. That's what I'm saying. They're like, what about children? What about people in wheelchairs? Well, everybody has something to give. And just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you give less or more. Bro, come on. Stephen Hawking, bro. Come on. I just I see so much of this world and it's so beautiful. Even the stuff that we've created, bro. But I also see the infrastructure of this thing and it's rotten, dude. And we're part of that rotten nature. We allow it. In the things that we do and the money that we spend and the directions that we spend that money. And so therefore, each dollar you spend is a vote for what you're okay with. And then you get stuck in this thing of the corporate world where it's almost like it doesn't matter what you do or what you touch. Bro, you're touching it dirty. You're touching dirty. I'm touching dirty, dude. I'm no better. It's like, what do? Go live in the forest? And then you try to create all those creature comforts that you wanted anyways, air conditioning, ice, central heating, and food at the ready. Just go to the store. It's already cut up and everything. You don't even have to make the bread. It's all there for you, bro. It's all there right there. Like this cornucopia of everything. All you have to do is give up your soul. On some level. And the more that you give up of your soul and your ethics and your morals, the more you have. Overall, by the way, that's not everyone. But that overall ratio, how does that not freak you out? How does that not show the pattern? How does that not show destruction overall of our core beliefs, of who we are as humans, of what it means to be human? There's a whole thing right now where OpenAI is collecting books, buying them in bulk, copying them, and then shredding them. Look it up. I, you know how to burn the book, just shred it. Copy and shred, change whatever you like. It's a dirty world, friends. If those who have the money also have all the information and all the history, we're done for. There's like, what's the reason? What's the reason to even live? To know that you're going to be born as a slave, to know that at the precipice of the opportunity where you actually still had the choice to be free, you chose for the generations of the future to not be. Whoa. Whoa, friends. Whoa. That's heavy. Because in the end, that's what we're doing. I know it doesn't may not feel like it. I may feel like you have no choice. I mean, like I'm just trying to survive. You know, I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is why I asked yesterday, like, what are you living for? Like, I wasn't trying to be weird. I'm being very serious. I feel like there's a culmination to this whole thing coming very soon, in a couple of months, 4 or 5 months. I called it like 6, 9 months ago back in the day, like you know, 4 months ago or so. I said it's coming, and I'm calling it now. 2 more months. Some weird shit's about to happen, bro. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, dude. I guess I hope I am. I hope I am. Many times, I just, I unfortunately, I see no reason to do something or try and be something or try and collect this thing called money just to be in a place of comfort that keeps revolving this a thing. Because once you're involved in it, once you're in it, dude, I'm in it right now, dude. Just by doing this, just by being a talking head, I'm giving into it. So it makes me feel like whoa, like the only real thing to do is just disappear. Like, because it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how much you plead. It doesn't matter how much you live a life that others say, I wish I could have lived, but it's so scary and dangerous that I didn't. And not like in a bad way, but just in a tumultuous kind of way. In a way where, you don't know what's coming next. There is no security. Not that I think you're supposed to have security, believe it or not. I think your security is supposed to come from your faith. Your security is supposed to come from like knowing that uh, you're blessed. Blessed because you're here. Blessed because you got to live. Blessed because you got to share, live, give, and grow to others. You got to see that experience. I think that's what matters. Again, I could be wrong. I'm very upset that I didn't go to Las Vegas. I'm really upset about it. I cried about it this morning, unfortunately. I guess fortunately, I don't know but I did. I cried about it. I also got mad at Moose because he peed inside. He knows better than that. 5.5, 6 years old. He's never peed inside. I mean, he did when he was younger, but come on. As an adult, he knows so much better. And I mean, I guess it's two other dogs marking territories and all that bullshit, but still, he knows better. I got mad at him, grabbed him by the scruff of the neck. I don't like doing that. Like, it scares me. I don't want to hurt that kid at all, in any way, shape, or form. And then he does the whole thing where he turns his head away from me and doesn't want to talk to me. I start crying. How weak am I? Woo. I don't have a dad. I don't have a mom or a sister or nieces or anybody in this life. My 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 own uncle. Uh, they're all none of them want to hang out with me. But I guess I mean with videos like yesterday, who would want to hang out with me, right? I get it. I get it, dude. You know, I mean, it's a visceral reaction that I have. It's like this. I've seen such a beautiful life and such a beautiful world, and always all I see is struggle. Man, I've met some billionaires and millionaires, yeah, and yeah, sure, they struggle in their own way. It's not the same kind of struggle, guys. It's just not the same. When you wake up every day and you struggle to get to work, you struggle at work all day long. You're pushing yourself just for $25 an hour, $50 an hour, $10 an hour, hoping that you could make more money so that you could take care of your family in a better way or yourself even. And it's not fair to anybody when you have people that are making millions upon millions, 30 million, 20 million, 100 million per year. Per year. And the rest of the world. I mean, and I'm not talking about socialism, guys. Fuck me. But 99 to 1% is not the right ratio either. Just saying. Just saying. Keeping the mentally ill on the streets and not doing something to care about them because there's no money in it. Did you know that all the like mental asylums in the United States were closed at one point, like in the 50s or something, like 60s or something like that? There's some terrible shit was going on in the mental asylums, but you didn't want to get sent there. That was worse than prison. But I mean, at the same time, you know, now everybody's just living on the streets. People are hurting so bad, bro. that they're stealing from stores just to try and live because they don't know how to make money because they're in pain. They're on drugs because they're in pain, either mentally, physically, emotionally. They're in pain. And what do we do for them? Squat diddly. Oh, Paul, you're wrong. You're so wrong, Paul. There's organizations and there's ways for you to get better. It's your fault. Go to those organizations. Go. Take all of your IDs, your birth certificate, your social security card, your ID, throw them away. Okay? Now, go live in the street with no ID, no money. Go to a shelter. Stay in a shelter for one night. One night. Get your little piece of paper that says you're homeless. And then go to the city and go take your little piece of paper from the homeless and go through the whole entire process. Come back to me. Tell me how great that system is. Oh, Paul, but what do you expect? You just want to give everything to the homeless? They're homeless, for God's sakes. They're there for a reason. Whoa. Things changed really quickly. Things changed really quickly. Then it becomes this staircase. The person who is the good one that has, I will give, but only if you do what I want and the way that I want it. Step at a time, kid. Go back to homeless if you don't like the way I like it. Do it the way I want. You get nothing. So then how many people who are already in pain, who are already fucked up, who are already on drugs, who are already fucking out of their mind, don't know what the fuck to do in the first place, and then you start to stipulate how they need to react and interact within your system, and if they don't do it the way you want it, then fuck you, go be homeless? How's that work out? How is that doing really good for the community? How is that doing really good for your survival as a human? Tell me about it. Tell me about it, bro. I'm not trying to be weird here, folks. Saw a guy, dude, this is dope. This is dope. He's on Instagram. This guy's dope. He's in New York. And what did you do for us? Thank you so much. Please sit. We must feed you. Oh, you have no idea. Whoa. Talk about impact. Talk about community. Talk about giving. The guy's a cab driver. Still to this day. Turkish, I believe. Sorry, I don't remember your name, sir. But the guy's amazing. Still works as a cab driver. Still in the mindset of working for community on some level, as a cab driver does, as an Uber driver does. You work for your community. You're giving of your space and your time to people. And yeah, sure, you're making money, but those people are going to do things. And if it wasn't for you giving of your time and energy, they wouldn't be able to get there because they don't have a car. And guess what? You do, and a license. Oh my God. And you get paid a little bit of money for that. Sorry, you're getting screwed, but at least you're doing something for your community. It's funny. Everything that gives you stuff to the community, so true, by the way. Stuff that if you do work for your community and you work really hard and passionately and give your heart, like a teacher or like a social worker or someone like like that. You know what I mean? Like firefighter, paid the worst amount of money along the way. People get paid crap. Now, on the other hand, if you're an NBA star or a rock star or a social media influencer, you get paid billions and millions. Kim Kardashian at the top. Scientist, boop. Actress, ding. Mathematician? Unless you're like famous, like Neil deGrasse Tyson or something. Yeah. Sports figure? Ding, 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 ding. And now all you have to do is just wait for the enhanced games. That's it. Once a year. And you can do the enhanced games without being enhanced. Still get paid. I do these in hope, straight hope. Somebody, somewhere, something, somewhere, somehow, somebody goes, dude, damn, dude, fuck, he's right, bro. Just one person. Because obviously I didn't do it right. I didn't wake you guys up. That's what I thought I came here to do. That's what the whole eyeball thing is. We all look for the truth. Can you see? All my music is about that. Like, if you go look at the lyrics, most of my acting roles were about that. I didn't do that on purpose, by the way. It just happened. Hell, I feel like part of my persona is all based on that. I feel like I guess I did it. Guess I did it already. I already tried to talk. I already tried to gain the following. I already tried to tell everybody, hey, dude, look at what's going on. Look at these things. They're not conspiracy theories. Real documented moments. Didn't matter. It's just cannon fodder. Like I said. And it didn't mean anything. It was a person that people could look at and be like, yo, dude, whatever you do in life, don't do what that guy did. Because if you do, look at where you end up. You end up on the internet by yourself with one person viewing and everybody else laughing at you saying, look, he's crazy. He lost his shit. He's talking about Babylon and the Matrix. The fuck is going on with him? We're over here with fucking AI and robots. Again, there's part of me that's totally cool with it. I promote it like crazy. It's the other part of it that scares me. The part of it that I see that's happening the exact same way that the internet happened. The explosion of the internet, how it got put out, and then how it got owned and operated by corporations. Where before it was dope as fuck. You had control over it. You could do what you wanted with it. And then when that became the norm, and that you trying to own it, do it yourself was not the norm anymore. Folks. That became dark web. You became the wrong. You became the one that's not willing to join. You became the one who's out of the system. You became the conspiracy theorists. Nothing seems to be anything more than what others want for themselves, more times than not. I always ask the question, do you care about the people who were the ones that were like tyrannical in the world? Do you care about those people, the ones that were like super aggro and killing people and like raping women and like taking over territories? Is that who you like? That's who you have in your heart when you go talk to God, when you go to your church or your synagogue or your temple? I doubt it. Just saying. Most of us, a good 80% of the world, think about these great human beings. We think about like these people who are like what we consider to be far beyond our ability. We think to ourselves, oh my God, dude, how? How do these people do this thing? They're so much greater than me. And yet we find ourselves doing all these things that we're not supposed to do. We find ourselves caught up in this system that makes us lie, cheat, and steal. And then we're dealing with consequences of it. Thinking to ourselves, how did I get myself into this situation? How did I end up, doing that thing? Yeah, dude. It's like the cop who saved another cop's life. And then that cop ends up doing something dirty. And the other cop whose life he saved him, fuck, I owe him, dude. And he doesn't say anything. And the guy gets away with it. The blue line type thing, That happens in the military. That happens in corporations. That happens in relationships. When was the last time that you share, love, give, and grow? When was the last time you share, love, give, and grow in your life? With no money to come from it, no adulation to come from it, just doing it to do it. Whatever it is that you do, you just want to share, you just want to love, you just want to give, and you just want to grow. When? Put that in the comments down below. That I'd like to see.